This summer, there will be several big-name writers publishing new material, but very few are creating the same excitement as Harper Lee's sequel to Kill a Mockingbird. For years, Harper Lee asked the public, couldn't one be enough? But the deeply loved characters such as Atticus Finch, Scout, Jem, and Dill left the American public always wanting for more. PCN went into the community to see how our local bookstores and literature educators are preparing for this highly anticipated new novel.
So this new book, Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee, is due to hit bookstores this July. And it's a big deal because Harper Lee has previously only written one book, and that's To Kill a Mockingbird. And that book is pretty much loved by everybody who's read it, and pretty much everybody's read it because you read it in high school and then you go on and read it again and again, and the characters are beloved. So this manuscript was found that Harper Lee wrote, and it has the same characters, and it's sort of a sequel to what happened in To Kill a Mockingbird. So we're all waiting very patiently for it. We're excited.
With Harper Lee's new book on the way, the literary world and the literary industry have been slightly at odds with each other. Read by millions, To Kill a Mockingbird was more than just a bestseller at the time of its release in 1960. It helped change the way people saw their own generation.
I've read this book probably 60 times, and every time I read it, I see something new. It's the most well put together book I've ever read. Every single line relates to something else.
Corinne Woodworth has taught To Kill a Mockingbird to hundreds of children and has seen over the years the way the book has impacted social perception through the eyes of school students.
I first taught this book in the 1980s when I was working in Norwell. And it was a long time ago, I don't remember a lot about it, but I think at that point the whole racism, segregation, the Boston busing had kind of died down. So it was pretty much a straightforward literary novel. The kids liked Scout, they thought it was a cute story, and I'm not really sure that the racism was as important as maybe it is even today. Now I think the racism part of it is even more important with the current events that we're dealing with. I think racism is popping up again in really bad ways. But the other part of it that people tend to gloss over is just the one human dealing with another human part. The book is so much more than just civil rights. It's just human rights and people dealing with each other. And that's the message that I think is the most important part today.
Given the status of Lee's first book being arguably one of the greatest American novels ever written, it begs the question, will Go Set a Watchman simply be a commercial giant and miss the target with social impact?
So this is great for a bookstore because it brings interest to books in general, but right away, right when the news came out about her new manuscript being found, the sales for To Kill a Mockingbird went up. People want to reread that. And in fact, I know a couple bookstores, book clubs in Duxbury who are reading To Kill a Mockingbird right now in preparation for the new book.
I don't think the new book is going to damage her reputation because so many people love Harper Lee, so many people love To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm just afraid people are going to be disappointed. I think people will be interested to see what else Harper Lee had to say. I'm just hoping they'll be open-minded, not too judgmental, because I don't think it's going to be the equal of To Kill a Mockingbird.
In my opinion, the overall appeal is to find out what really happened to these characters that people love so much. We get to see Scout in this new book as an adult, looking back on her life. And I think people will really want to see that. The other part of the appeal, I think, also is that they're using the manuscript as it is. It's unedited. So people who are writers or interested in the writing process get to see how she put her words down on paper and how that worked. And that's a huge gift for us all to see that.
Whether you're a literature teacher, a bookseller, or simply a bookworm, Go Set a Watchman hits bookshelves this summer. Reporting from Duxbury, I'm Maureen Bates, PAC TV Community News. And don't forget, it's a sin to kill a mockingbird.